God save me from my choices. Just saying. And yes, I know my hair's looking extra witchy today because I'm fucking exhausted, and we took Wally and got him neutered this morning. Let the chaos begin. Oh my god. Yeah, they sent him home with one of those plastic Elizabethan collars, aka the cone of shame. Well, we don't like using those on our dogs. And for years, we've had this for crypto. And it's worked fine. For years. Put it on Wally so that he wouldn't be ramming the cone into things. Wall, crypto, Jane, my legs. So put this on him. Little jackass popped it and took it off of himself. So now he's wearing the plastic cone again. Thank God we usually only have to leave these things on for like 4 or 5 days, because at that point the incision's healed up enough that them fucking with it is not going to cause them harm. Somebody come save me. I'm tired. And I'm not just tired because he's been outsmarting everything today. Yeah, and he's still under anesthesia technically. Walter! Stop it! Pardon me. Time to tame a puppy. My day's awesome. How's yours? Yeah. Funnest part of having a puppy, not potty training, not basic obedience, not even advanced obedience. No, that's not the most annoying part of having a puppy. Post-op for neutering. That's the most annoying part. Yeah. We'd had this for something like 10 years. Put it on him instead of the cone of stupidness. No. He couldn't handle that this was... He wasn't running into things with this. No, he wasn't. So he had to destroy it. And now he's back in the one that he came home in. And he's really not thrilled with it. But he picked it. So I just have to deal with this for 5 days. By then he'll be healed up enough, he won't need the cone, and I won't have to deal with trying to outsmart him. Because he's entirely too freaking smart for his own good. For the life of me, I don't even know how he managed to pop the donut collar. I don't know how he managed to pop this, because he freaking punctured it. I'm just exhausted because I've been having flares all day. And the post-op puppy is just making my life even more fun. So I'm cranky. Although I am thankful for my visible band today. Where'd I put? I am eternally losing the phone that I use to track my visible band. Wally, what did you do with my other phone? What'd you do with it? You hid it, didn't ya? Didn't ya? You did. You hid it. Because you wanted to make Mama crazier. I'm already crazy enough without your help, buddy. Oh, I found it. Okay. And there are reasons why I have this thing. And now you're going to get upset because you're stuck in that thing again. Oh, that's not my fault. Oh, crud cakes. You destroyed my other band, didn't you, you little dickhead? Well, I had a spare band. I'm wondering if I still do, or if he ate it. So, this is the app that pairs with the band. And this is the home screen. Pace points, that's basically, if you're familiar with spoon theory, that's your spoons. That's how much energy you have to spend in a day. I usually, hello, yes, hi. I usually set mine to 20. At the current time, I've used more than 20 points. So, but there's also this. You do this in the morning. You tell it how you slept. And then it does a minute of tracking on your band. And this tells you how much charge your band has left. And then in the evening, you come in and do this. It's basically a checklist of how your day went. Now, we're going to look at this. Oh, crap. Well, y'all know I'm a shitty camera person, so you know what you're dealing with here. So, this is what my visible band tracked today. Where we're going to focus is right here. So that started at about 2 o'clock. And it didn't end until 7. And you'll see I've got little different characters up at the top above what my heart rate tracker is. And let's scroll down, let's scroll through those things and see what those were. Okay, so this first one was when I was getting ready to go get Wally and take him to the facility to get neutered. So that's this first one. Yes, that is in my list of tags, because when you live with the issues I live with, that is a problem that you have to deal with. So then we have when I went and picked him up, we got back to the house and I had to help him get inside because I don't know if you've ever had surgery or not, but when you've been under general anesthesia, you are going to go night-night. And when you wake up, you are going to be stoned and dizzy as hell. So yes, we must help the little baby come inside, lest they fall over. I don't know what that was. Probably my body being grumpy again. Just not as grumpy. Yeah. That whole big chunk of time there was one big pain spike. And yeah, I have a crash pending. And then the other one was me spending 18 points, partially, helping the cranky post-op puppy. Yay, life with chronic problems, chronic illness, plus a puppy. But I did this to myself. I know I did this to myself. But yeah, this is my visible band, and this is what it tracks, how it works, and why I wear it. If I had that 5-hour incident and I wasn't wearing the band, I would have just known that I was flat freaking exhausted, I had no energy left, and I was cranky. Would never have known why. Would never have known that this was why. Because, really, let's focus here. This lightest color, that's when my body is resting. That's when it's supposed to be recovering and producing energy. This darker blue is when I'm just in an active state. I'm using my body like a normal person would. This red is where the problem stuff is. Because if we go down through here, we see I spent 25, almost 25 and a half points total for this whole time. But when we chunk out how many of those points were when I was in the red, most of those points happened right here. So being in the red zone, not a joyful thing. And if you look here, that tallest spike is over 140 beats per minute. So that's like you going out and doing something that is very physically taxing for 5 hours with no breaks, no stops, just going hard to the paint for 5 hours. But when this was going on, I was laying down. I was doing absolutely nothing. This is my body being angry at the world. Straight up what that is. This right here, my body being angry at the world. Super pissed off. Why is it super pissed off? Well, let's see here. I live with chronic pain. Chronic nerve pain. That is actually the worst kind of pain that anybody can live with ever. I'm diabetic. So that causes problems with energy production. Yeah, that can cause issues with energy production too, because long term that interferes with your lung function. You're looking at stuff like emphysema and COPD long term. Hi, I got COPD from asthma. I've never smoked a day in my life. And so, yeah. And that also interferes with energy production, asthma, and COPD. Because if you can't breathe well, your body doesn't function correctly. So, yeah, that's why I wear the visible band. That's why I recommend it for everybody that has a chronic illness. Chronic anything. And no, this is not a paid promotion. I've been using it for 4 years now. And I really do prefer the one that goes around your wrist. There is a version that you can put on and you can put it on your upper arm. I've never liked that one. I do better with things that go on my wrist than I do anywhere else. What are you WTF and Christian? I'm more than happy to clear up the mystery. But yeah, if you're not sure what you're watching, go ahead and look at my bio. This channel deals with mental health. It deals with the nasty side of being disabled, the nasty side of having a chronic condition or more than one chronic condition. It deals with just life. So if you're not sure what you're watching, you've never been here before, you're just discovering me, what's that all about? I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Kzim. What do I think about Black Lives Matter? I think they need to change some of the ways that they do things, because blocking streets and keeping ambulances from getting where they need to go, not cool. But I do understand where they're coming from. I do understand the why. Because entirely too many people of color, and I'm not just saying black folks, I'm saying Native Americans, Hispanic people, I'm not sure what that is. But, no, this channel deals with mental health. It doesn't really deal with any of that political stuff. And I realize that Black Lives Matter isn't just about politics. But my channel focuses on mental health, chronic illness, I don't really have much of an opinion on what's going on in Ukraine. The only thing that I care about is that they actually get to be their own country like they want to be. They have a right to. Okay. But mostly what I'm talking about today is our newest little friend, Mr. Wally there. Got neutered this morning, and he successfully destroyed the inflatable e-collar that we had. It's one of the donut kind. We've had it for literal years. It's better overall because it doesn't actively interfere with their ability to see and move about in the world like the cones do. But little Ding Dong has sentenced himself to being in a cone because he destroyed the donut collar. Oh, really? Little Mr. Stoner Dog? Yeah, that anesthesia can take up to 24 hours to work out of your system. And he's still got some hiccups here and there. But he's doing okay. We've ridden this ride before. My husband and I, we've had 10 dogs at this point. Some of them have been ones that we rescued and then rehomed, and other ones got to stick around, like old Walter here, and Grandpa Dog that's on the floor, Crypto. Oh, where's my drink? Where's my drink? Because I am drying out. Today, we are drinking the fabulous diabetic-friendly Milos. Also not sponsored, I just like Milos. But I tell you what, if you have a chronic condition that limits your energy, definitely look at getting a visible band. Absolutely. Because it's one thing to know internally, hey, I don't feel good, I need to take a break. But trying to translate that into something, hi y'all, trying to translate that into something that someone else can understand, that's hard. Especially if you're trying to communicate with your doctors. But if you have something that shows visual data, you can pull that up, show that to anybody you want to. I showed it to you guys. I literally don't have anything to hide. But yeah, it's like having that back up what you're feeling is the most validating thing ever. It's like I was feeling bad around 7 o'clock. I didn't know why I was feeling bad. I just knew I did not feel well. I felt hot, I felt drained, I felt dizzy, I was grouchy. And I didn't know why. I just knew that I did not feel good. And then I pulled up my Visible app, because I do every once in a while. I do it several times a day just to check where I'm at. And I pulled that up and looked, and holy cow. My body had been oh, in uh, super duper hard to the paint mode for hours. And that was like, oh, okay, that's why I feel bad. That makes sense. Because for a normal person, someone who does not have chronic conditions, somebody who is not physically disabled in any way, somebody who isn't diabetic, doesn't have the issues with their body that I do. For you to have numbers like that, you'd have to be doing something very physically exhausting. Or go stand out in the heat index that we had today for 5 hours without shade. Because that'd get your body there real fast. And incidentally, the last few days, the heat index around here, the actual temp has been like 90, but the heat index has been over 103. And dealing with that with no shade, you're not going to be okay. Really, really not. But that's the kind of thing that an able-bodied person would have to do to get their numbers to pop like mine did this afternoon. And I'm still just flat freaking exhausted. And having to deal with little shit destroying the donut collar was just the last thing I needed today. But that's the way that children and baby animals do. They find a time when the last thing that you need is for whatever drama they're going to stir up, and they're going to stir it up right then and make you freaking crazy. But he's in training to be a service dog, and they must be very smart, so that's par for the course. Just once, I want a stupid dog. One that's cute and sweet and lovable with no brains. So that I don't have to outsmart it every minute of every day for its entire life. I had to constantly stay ahead of Ember. I have to constantly stay ahead of Jane. Crypto's slowing down to the point where I don't have to work that hard to keep ahead of him. And Wally, I have to work my ass off to keep ahead of him. Animals, what do you do? But like I said, Saturday, maybe Sunday, we won't need the collar anymore because the incisions will have healed up enough that he can't really do much harm to himself. It's just getting through the next few days is going to be the fun part. Yeah, because somebody's going to have to be on him the whole time. Oh, what have I done to myself? Oh, Creator, be merciful. Although I did find out how much Mr. Walter weighs. I wasn't that far off when I was making a guesstimate about how much he weighed. He weighs 30 pounds. My guess was he was about 25 pounds, so I'm not that far off. We figure he's probably going to get somewhere around the neighborhood of 65, maybe 70 pounds. Maybe 75. Little dude turned 4 months old today, so he's getting there. And he is absolutely sleeping the sleep of the recently anesthetized. Sometimes. But that mostly comes from a wonderful thing called autism gut. It's a real thing. Different brain means the body acts different. And autism gut is a real thing. My client, well, I should say my former client, because I don't think I'm going to ever be able to go back to working with him. I want to. I would like to. But what I had happen to me today shows me that at this time, it is not safe. But yeah, with autism gut, you swing from being completely bound up. Oh, where is my friend? I can't find it right now. Well, I've got several canisters of Marilax hidden around the house for those times when my guts have decided, no, we're not doing anything. We're just full stop. And then, without any warning, it'll switch the other way. Sometimes my guts will act normal, and then it goes into hyperdrive. Because, that's super fun. Biggest issue I have is bladder control, because the level where my nerve damage is, everything below that, where my nerve damage is right where certain vital functions as far as bladder control, being able to tell if your bladder is actually full or not, certain functions of the lady parts, it's just, you can't feel it. You don't know that it may as well not even be there. And then after I almost died last year, diabetic ketoacidosis, fun stuff. If you want to know about that, go find the playlist. It's called My Near-Death Experience, the prednisone incident. Go check that out. Preferably after we finish up here. But yeah, that left me with some semi-permanent numbness in my feet. Because, fun times with nerve damage. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try turning out the lights and joining little Buddy in Crash Land. Oh, he's actually having a dream. He hadn't dreamed yet today since we got back from him getting neutered. That means that his anesthesia is really starting to wear off, which is good. Oh, sorry. I'm watching a puppy dream. I'm easily entertained. I'm sorry. And I know there's all kinds of things to watch out for when somebody's coming out of, uh, well, sleeping off anesthesia, because it, in some people and some animals, it can cause seizures and stuff like that. But having worked with somebody who's epileptic for over 10 years, I've seen almost every kind of seizure there is out there, because he has almost every single kind of seizure there is out there. I know how to tell the difference between a dream and a seizure. And his breathing rate hasn't changed, but we are doing the floppy twitches, which means we are having a good dream where we're running and chasing things. But yeah, for my chronic illness friends that have energy limiting chronic conditions, chronic illnesses, Visible Band, that is like absolutely amazing. And it's spelled exactly like you think it is. Visible. It turns what is invisible into something that is visible. Because when you're dealing with chronic pain, you don't necessarily know when your body is overworking. Especially if you're like me and you taught your body to not tell you about pain signals. I mean, it accomplished what I wanted it to, but it also caused new problems. As in, I don't know when I'm in pain sometimes. But these are the things that, when you're living with things like this, you have to make choices. And the choice that I was making was continuing to be as functionally human as I can. I don't really have issues with that, because the issues that I have are mostly with bladder control, not with anal sphincter control. And I'm glad of that, because peeing my pants on a regular basis is not fun enough. If I was pooping myself regularly, I'd just freaking shoot myself. Because no. But yeah, today is the day of dealing with a recently anesthetized puppy. And one with an IQ to match freaking Einstein. It's like, we need him to be smart, but it's like, how smart is too smart? I think we found too smart. Told Colby to drop him on his head a few times, make him a little dumber. Whack him in the head with a door or something. Y'all, I'm joking. Don't go out there and get crazy and start trying to call the law on me, because I'm just joking. Because I know all those brains will come in handy when he's an adult and he's fully trained. I mean, He's so cool. Look at that tail. He's a German Shepherd lab mix, and that German Shepherd is sure coming out. Especially around his face. Yes, my bedroom is a trash hole. Well, not trash hole, just not organized. But those are also gremlins of being neurodivergent. And I am 3 flavors of neurodivergent. And recently having added our friend traumatic brain injury, so autistic, dyslexic, ADHD. After last year, more ADHD. I didn't know that was possible, but that's okay. And people are outside blowing things up. Because it's the US, and blow things up because we beat the other guys day is coming up on Sunday. I'm like, yeah, I've grown out of enjoying watching fireworks. I've grown out of any of that. I have enough issues with complex PTSD and just side effects of being autistic that it's just not fun for me anymore. So, point of curiosity. Given that my audience is primarily male, approximately 55% is male, 45% is female. Guys, any of you have ever had a vasectomy? Give me a ballpark of how unpleasant that is, because little dude is having difficulty finding a comfortable position to lay in. And I know that's a direct result of the vet having to find the balls because his hadn't dropped yet. But he was showing unwanted behaviors. The big one of those being he was humping Jane and she didn't like it. She was not a fan, and it's like, it's just better for both of them if that's not happening. That, and with him end goal ending up being a service dog, he doesn't need those biological imperatives to sorry guys, my brain is just not playing the game today. It's just counterproductive. I mean, who wants their service dog? You're out in public. Oh, female dog that's not fixed. Be right back. No, that's not something anybody wants. And they live longer. As long as you keep up with their health. And no, we've never, ever brushed doggy teeth in this household. Ever. Why don't we? No, that's my treats, not his. Sorry. And you heard the plastic crackle. Where did I put them? I'm just losing things tonight. I know his shoes are over here somewhere. Oh. They're getting lost in the bedding. Yeah. But we give them things like this. We give them rawhides. Oh no, rawhides are bad for dogs. Those of you who believe that rawhides are bad for dogs, what do coyotes and wolves and feral dogs eat? If they catch something, they eat the whole animal. They'll go after heart, brains, guts first. And if they have time left after, once all of the meat from the animal is gone, if they have time left and they're so inclined, they'll chew on the bones. That's just how nature is. Dogs, wolves, coyotes, all the canids, they are predators. So, giving our dogs rawhides is mimicking part of their natural diet. And then we also give doggy vitamins to make up for holes in their diet that kibble doesn't fill, to make up for holes in their diet that some of the things that we add to their food doesn't fill. We give them fish oil, we give them a bunch of different things. And because we typically feed a farm dog style feeding regimen, I have never lost an animal that was vaccinated before the age of 13. I lost Ember at 13 because she contracted spleen cancer. And how does cancer happen? Cancer is when cells mutate, and when cells mutate in a bad way. So I lost her to spleen cancer at 13. If it weren't for that cancer, she would still be alive probably. And Crypto, he's 16. And he's still doing relatively well. Yes, he's showing signs of age, and he's showing signs of health conditions that will eventually end his life. And that's just part of choosing to be a steward for another being. Especially one that you know you're going to outlive them. It's unfortunate, but that's the way that life is. But you get them on the best kibble you can afford, and then you pad their diet from there. And yeah, if you can afford to feed something that is the equivalent to a natural canid diet, go for it. If you got those bucks, do that. If you don't have those bucks, get the best kibble you can afford and pad it with table scraps. because absolutely none of our dogs have ever died before age 13. Most of them live to be upwards of 16. The Collie Golden Retriever Chow Chow mix that I rescued and trained, he was 16. Crypto is 16, and he's still got a lot of time left. Jane is 4. And she's not slowing down anytime soon. And now we've got Mr. Wally, 4 months old and ticking. Although Jane did very much miss her baby today. Mom said she sat out in the yard and she'd play a little bit and then she'd realize that Wally wasn't there and she'd just howl the sad, lonely dog howl. That just means that she loves him and she's decided he's a member of our pack. But yeah. The cats are trying to decide if Wally is allowed to be a member of our colony or not. Doodles is warming up to him. Molly. She's Molly. Molly's just Molly. She's hit or miss. Mostly depends on her mood and the phase of the moon and the sun and which quadrant Mercury's in. Or something. I don't know. I'm spitballing here. Because I've spent 8 years 9 years. Actually, here in just over a month, it'll be 10 years. 10 years trying to figure that little orange thing out. She's still the biggest mystery that she's ever been. Life with COPD, or perhaps I'm coming down with some kind of respiratory thing. Don't know. Time will tell. Probably sinus infection plus bronchitis. That's what usually happens this time of year. Usually about now. It's like I can, based on the time of year, I know when I'm going to get sick. I just know it. Because it hits. It hits pretty. It's pretty regular. Predictable. I heard a kitty. Molly. I'm sorry, Walter. Molly. Kitty, kitty. You want to come say hi to the people? Not so much? Sorry, she's comfortable where she's at. In the laundry basket. Right behind the blue shirt. Mighty, mighty, mighty. There she is. Cute little orange bean. Whoops. Sorry, I'm not trying to make it trip out on you. I'm trying to get it as zoomed in as it can be. And I guess that's as zoomed in as it gets. Oh, big yawn. The baby kitty does a big yawn. And then Oh, bookshelf, bookshelf. Extreme crypto close up. Hey, Dingo. Crypto. Dwayne. Don't you give me the side eye, you little old thing. There you are. Hi, buddy. We'll zoom out a little bit. Yes, we read books here. One of us does the yarn thing. And there's a ton of yarn in the closet there. There's a ton of yarn on the desk there. There was a whole bunch of yarn on top of the cat crate. Oh, look! Yarn! And more yarn! And more yarn! This is neurodivergent human having a special interest. Actually, I have two special interests that actually feed into each other. One is collecting yarn, the other is crocheting. Sadly, I collect yarn faster than I crochet with it. Although my husband did finally give up, and he now encourages my yarn hoarding. So, it's like, he gave up. No. Yarn. Yarn. Colorful string used to make things. Yarn. Yeah. Glad I could clear that up for you. Because I don't want that rumor running around. I don't want that rumor running around the interwebs. Thank you very much. There's plenty enough that's running around out there that's absolutely true. Thanks. Actually, I think I know why my body went in big angry earlier. I think I do. Yep, I do. It's called I Need to Get Up Close and Friendly with my buddy, Mr. Nebulizer. So I have to make time to go over to Mom's and get that from my mom's house. Yeah, but there's plenty of rumors running around out there that are absolutely true, but urine collection, having a hobby of collecting urine, no. Although, if I drink enough of this tea, I will be engaged in the hobby of urine creation. And that's a whole different hobby. Yeah, the lungs have an angry. But that is part of my life. And next week, my mom is, my sisters have gotten my mom a dumpster that's going to be delivered on Monday to get rid of the remnants of my now ex-friend. What she left behind, mostly trash. That's just a sad situation. And the fact that she fucking went back to Oklahoma is the biggest slap in the face. And if you're watching, you're never going to get back in my good graces. Because you used me and you hurt me on purpose. And I don't forgive that. Ever. I may ultimately forgive it to get it off my chest. But you still owe God. And Lady Karma. Lady Karma doesn't forgive and she doesn't forget. She serves you poison in lovely teacups and sits down to drink with you like a lady. It's okay, Walter. You're okay. And the idiots around the fire, oh, God. My brain is trying to sew together wrong words. Fireworks. Idiots around here are shooting off fireworks. Illegal in city limits. Against the lot lease in the trailer park. Oh, why is it on the lot lease as something you're not allowed to do? We all live in metal boxes that are highly flammable. One rogue spark. Poof. Bye-bye house. That's not a kind thing to do to your neighbors. But it's about time for me to give Mr. Wally his night-night meds. Because he came home with 3 different medications to give him to help with his pain. And all that good stuff. So I think I'm going to jump off here and go medicate the puppy. Yeah, drug the puppy. And give him some food. Because him likes food. Him says, if it starts with F and ends with food, if it starts with the F and ends with the ood, it's good. Yes, he's good. Oh, look. Where is he? Where is he? There's that doodle cat. There's that doodle cat. Oh. Where'd his head go? Hello, Doodle. And I think Doodles is hungry too, so I will handle all of that and hopefully not send myself into overexertion and end up having to conk out here in a little bit. Not that far off. Yes, Doodles. Oh, this is the closest they've gotten face to face ever. But no, Doodles came to tell me that he is reporting a code hungry. Walter, no. His legal name is Wally, but his nicknames are Walter, Wallace, Speedy, Fart Fart. Also, Drama Dog. So I'm going to medicate Drama Dog and feed everybody and call it a day because it has been a day. I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning. And he kept me up all night. So, but like I always say, I love you. And I think you're perfect the way you are. Go out and spread the love, share the love. Do something nice for somebody. Doesn't even have to cost anything. Meanwhile, me and Wally the Wallower are going to have food and medication and bedtime. And I'll catch y'all next time. I love you.